Stu, I have to say, I'm somewhat impressed with your team. I know. After last year, you decided to take a little bit more faith in the rankings and understand how that works. And you got Derrick Henry in the first round. You got Joe Mixon in the second round. That is a heck of a 1-2 punch to have. Cam Akers could end up being the starter for the Rams. Either way, he's going to get playing time. And taking him in the fifth round, that gives you another nice guy. Um, Having Duke Johnson, who's the backup to David Johnson, who can't stay healthy, that's a little bit of a sneaky pick there, especially in the 12th round. Then Adrian Peterson, he was the best player available on the board at that point in the 16th round. So it is what it is with him. But he could end up being somebody that you can use here or there. And if not, no big deal. It was their last pick. But you look at your wide receiving core, and you got Adam Thielen, who Stephon Diggs left town, and Justin Jefferson hasn't really been exciting in camp. So Thielen healthy is a top 12 guy, and that getting him in the third round is fantastic. And then Odell Beckham, same thing. Last year was injured. He got injured in training camp last year and was never really the right guy. Now he does have an injury history, but in the fourth round, he could end up being another guy that ends in the top 12. Tyler Boyd, I don't think will end in the top 12, but he is a guy that is consistent, that catches the ball, that will be a nice third wide receiver for you. But then grabbing Emmanuel Sanders and that high-powered Saints offense and Brandon Cooks in the Houston Texans offense where they don't really know who number one is. And for the record, Brandon Cooks has always gone for 1,000 yards every year except for last year when he got cut short due to the concussions. And that's on 3 different teams. He did it for the Saints. He did it for the Patriots. He did it for the Rams. Did it for the Rams again. And he got hurt. And now he's on his 4th team, which also says something about him. But it's never been about his production on the field. That has always been there. So getting him in the 7th round, you have a nice little set of wide receivers to go from there. And grabbing Cam Newton in the 8th round, was that a little early? Maybe, but he's the guy that you wanted, so you wanted to make sure you had him. Him rushing the football has always been a fantasy upside that is just bar none. You got Jared Goff in the 14th, maybe just in case Cam Newton gets injured, but he's sitting there for you. And then you grab Jack Doyle in the 11th round. Now, you said this on draft day that Phillip Rivers loves passing to his tight ends, whether that's Antonio Gates, Hunter Henry. The hope is that he'll like throwing the ball to Jack Doyle. We'll see. Trey Burton, the other tight end for the Colts, is injured right now, so he's not going to be starting. So there's not the opportunity's there. And then Blake Jarwin in the 13th round. That is the Dallas tight end who has, been posed for a breakout this year. With Jason Witten gone, he's the number 1 guy. He looked really good at the end of last season. There's a lot good going for him. And in the 13th round, he could be this year's Mark Andrews. So guy to keep an eye on. Houston's kicker, good offense. Maybe they don't rush it in as much, which is good because then you get more field goal points. And Steelers defense, that's the only reason that the Steelers were in the playoff conversation last year. Is their defense was ridiculous after they made that trade for Minkah Fitzpatrick, which I'm still not happy about, but it is what it is. They are a solid defense, gets a lot of turnovers, and they're going to have a better offense. So that should be a nice pick there. The strength of this team definitely comes in the running backs, but when you look at your wide receivers, they're guys that will score points. You don't have a lot of boom or bust guys, but you got some guys that can still boom and then stay stable. Odell Beckham gets his 4 catches, 5 catches every game. Sometimes they're for 180 yards, sometimes they're for 60. But either way, you're getting some points. Adam Thielen is a Mr. Consistency. What was it, last year or 2 years ago where he started the season with 9 straight 100-yard games? Now that was with Stephon Diggs. He doesn't have him anymore. So I like this team. This team is an A- to me. It has a lot of value there, a lot of nice moves, nice pieces. It's going to be a team that's going to be tough because you're not going to, like I said, your record might not be as good as you want it to be because you might just be always the second or third highest scoring team, but you're going to be right there. That consistency that you're going to have is going to make this team valuable, and it's a team that you don't really want to see in the playoffs. So A-.